to predict both their restoration after captivity and also their recovery from their present and long continued dispersion. Was also a clear interpretation of the resurrection of the dead, and it represents the power of grace of God in the conversion of the most hopeless sinners to himself. Let us look to him who will last hope in our graves and bring us forth to judgment, that he may deliver us from sin and put his spirit within us, and keep us by his power through faith unto salvation.
Yes, sir.
Let us look to God, for he is the one to open up our grave.
Amen.
When he sat down amongst the bones, or if anyone see bones, that is the end. Once you're at the bones, there is no coming back. That's it. That's nothing. There's nothing left. No spirit, no heart, no lungs, no organs, no nothing. It's the end. But when he sat upon this valley of dry bones, and he said, can these bones live? And he said, only you, Lord God, knows.
All right.
See, God is the answer. See, but let's bring it to today. Sometimes you don't have to be physically dead to have nothing.
All right.
A lot of people sit here are spiritually dead and have nothing.
Yes, sir.
And we come to church day after day after day and get filled with nothing. Because we're already dead and we figure there's nothing left to live for.
Yeah.
Amen.
See, but it says, can these bones live? There's a chance that you can live. When you come down here and you walk in them doors, you're taking the first steps to living again. When you come down to this altar, you're taking another step towards living again. When you confess with your mouth that he is Lord, that he died and rose for you, you're taking another step. Yes, these bones can live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, the valley represents Mesopotamia, the scene of Israel's sojourn in her state of national deadness. See, Mesopotamia is the cradle of civilization. In Greek, it means between two rivers. See, civilization started there and it ended there. Because where civilization started, they had their own gods. They had their own beliefs. They had their own rules. They believed in everything but God. They had all the gods, the little g's. See, and when you start a civilization, oftentimes you start to focus, your focus is away from the one who created you.
Right.
Oftentimes you think that you are bigger than that person. And that's what they did. They thought that being that they built this, that they can make their own rules, they can worship whoever they wanted to worship and nothing would happen. But see, it causes destruction on themselves. See, oftentimes we start to worship those little G's, i.e. our cars, our bank accounts, our houses, people. Sometimes we let people get so much control of us that we lose focus on God. Because we start to date these people that say, why you need to go to church? We start to hang out with these people that say church is no good to go to. We oftentimes get people that pulls us away from what really our focus is. Gospel singer Jessica Reed wrote a song. It says, something out of nothing. Some of the words say, you made my wrongs right. And for the rest of my life, I'll never know why you made something out of nothing. You spoke and I was so. My life was headed out of control. Somehow I shifted into overload. But then you came and did a work in me. Out of everything I once was some, how you saw was nothing that some saw was a masterpiece. Because you're the only one that could get me out of this mess. And what you saw in me, I don't know. See, oftentimes, we'll see nothing in ourselves. But God sees more than what we see.
Amen.
Oftentimes, we'll see something in ourselves that God sees. We'll see failure when God sees future. See, we'll see depression when God sees progression. See, oftentimes, we'll see falling back when God sees running forward. See, you got to understand, sometimes the enemy will put something in your mind that you will just feel that you have nothing, you are nothing, but when you are something. See, when God filled you with his precious spirit, he filled you with the gift of love, life, joy, peace. See, you got to preserve that gift. You got to preserve what's given input inside of you in order for you to have that joy, peace, and that gift. First point, restored by grace. See, when he sat upon the bones, and God said, will these bones live? He said, only you, Lord, knows. He said, prophesy unto these bones. So no matter how mentally depressed or spiritually dead you may be, the Father can restore you. He can restore you by his grace and mercy. See, but you got to understand what grace and mercy is. You got to want to receive what the grace and mercy is. See, God don't just give it to those that's still not going to do right by him. God's not going to restore somebody that's not going to want to be restored. See, you can't feel something that don't want to be filled. You can't receive something if you're running from it. See, oftentimes we got to understand that grace and mercy is sufficient. His love is everlasting. But you got to understand what those words mean. Next point. You are an unfinished work. Unfinished work. What you see in yourself, or how you see yourself or your situation, is not how he sees it. He may show you your end, but that's just the beginning for you. Sometimes you got to see where you're going and what destruction leads before you can change your mind. See, like in the lesson today, one of the guys went to jail. When he got out of jail, he went into the church. The pastor reached out to him and helped him out. Sometimes you got to fall before you can get picked up. Because sometimes you're so high on your horse that you just think nothing can happen to you. See, so sometimes you got to get knocked down in order for somebody to pick you back up. Like the toughest fighter, if you don't lose a fight, you don't never know how it is to be humble.
That's good.
See, oftentimes you got to lose a battle in order for you can win a battle. See, God will show you the end before he show you the beginning. Because believe it or not, he's at the beginning and he's at the end. He's just waiting for you to get there. Next point. The not done, he's not done with you yet. When he placed his spirit in you, he just rewarded you with something, rewarded someone that he thought was nothing, but he gave him the most precious gift. Amen. Oftentimes we think we are worthless because we don't have everything that we planned on having from when we was a kid. See, everybody had a dream at one point. They had a master plan mapped out, married by 30, big picket house, white fence and all that, dog, nice car. Everybody had it mapped out. See, but you got to understand, your plan was not God's plan. See, that house that you had was not the house that God had for you. That car that you thought you was going to be driving was not the car that God got for you. God might not got a car in the plans for you. But see, you got to understand that he's not through with you yet. See, the most precious gift of the world is God. The most precious gift is salvation. That should have been a part of your master plan because he is not done with you yet. A lot of people say, well, I'm at the end of my road. You ain't at the end of the road till God say you at the end of your road. See, because these bones are going to live far past whatever you think they're going to do because God's going to always bring life into a dead situation. See, when somebody passes out and the medic come and they doing CPR and they resuscitate and they say, well, this person is dead. Well, let's breathe one more time. See, that's that one more breath that God is breathing into your body, so therefore he will revive you and restore you. See, a lot of people have those near-death experiences so they can see the end or see what destruction will come if they keep going down that road. See, these people, when they was in the valley and they were doing their own thing, they didn't see what was coming by the wrongs that they was doing. So sometimes God got to take you out in order for you to see the errors of your ways. Quick story. One of my family members was getting high. And he was cooking. And he almost burnt the house down. Smoke inhalation got in his body. He passed out, was in a small coma. And when he got out the coma, he did like most people say, I'm going to change my life. He said, I saw heaven. I spoke to God. I'm going to change my life. And most people, when they see that, they get scared enough and have that fear of God that they do change their lives. But he did the complete opposite of what he said he was going to do. And he's still suffering today because he did the opposite of what God had planned for him. See, so the question is, can these bones live? But the question is, do you want these bones to live? See, only God knows the answer because God's not going to give you what you don't want. See, God give everybody children. God give everybody a job. God give everybody a husband, a wife. Even though y'all may not want them, God's going to give them to you. Because God knows what you need, what you deserve. God's going to give it to you. But you got to believe that God's going to give it to you. See, because the same God that we worship today is the same God we're going to worship tomorrow. But you got to believe in him and know that he's going to change your life, change your situation. Because you may have a bad situation now, but trust and believe in the Lord. Lean not to your own understanding. God is going to breathe life into your situation. God is going to be there to get you through that storm. But you got to have faith. See, you think you're nothing now because you're drowning. But don't worry because God is standing there with his hand out and a life preserver. But you got to reach out to him and ask for help. Right. You got to ask that you want to be restored. You got to tell him you want to be restored. You got to want might be nothing today, but you'll be something tomorrow. See, a lot of times people believe that I'm nothing, but you got to understand something. See, you may have thought you was nothing, but you stepped out and you are now a chosen race.
Yes.
A royal priesthood.
Yes.
A holy nation. A people of his own possession.
Yes.
A child of the king. The most high worshiper. See, you got to understand these are the gifts and the things that God has given you, because you started out as nothing, but now you're something. You are somebody that believes in God. You was healed by God. You are woken up by God. You have been walking with God. You can talk to God. You can cry to God. You can stretch your hand to God. Remember, you was at once nothing, but now you are something because you believe in him. Yes, these bones can live, but do you want your bones to live? Do you want to be revived? Do you want to be reborn again? But you got to take the steps to be born. See, you don't sit in the valley and play with the bones. Ask God to breathe in me, God. Wake me up, God. Lift me up, God. Restore me, God. Revive me, God. Talk to me, God. Walk with me, God. Heal me, God. Touch me, God. Run with me, God. Cry with me, God. Shout with me, God. But you got to believe. You got to want your bones to live. You got to say, God, I stand for you, God. I die for you, God. I live for you, God. I sing for you, God. But you got to want to be revived. You got to say, God, I live for you, God. I speak for you, God. I testify for you, God. I worship for you, God. But you got to want to be revived. Can these bones live? Can these bones live? See, a lot of times we sit down and we ask, can these bones live? But we don't do nothing to breathe life into them ourselves. All the time we sit here, why churches go dead? Because you let churches go dead. Why did your spirit get weak? Because you let your spirit go weak. You don't feed yourself with the word. You don't encourage yourself with people that know the word. You don't be around the righteous people. You don't cry out to God. You cry out to men. But do you want to be revived? Do your bones want to live? Shake your bones. Your bones. You got to know that God is real. You got to shout glory to God. Stand up and scream hallelujah to God. Those are the things to revive your bones. Bring life into your situation. If you want to be dead, that's your life. But God is not going to let you die. God is going to be there as much as he can for you until you realize that he is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the way and the life, the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star, the Father. You got to understand that God is real, that God is going to revive. God is going to be there for you. So ask yourself, can these bones live?